Askwomen. What's a way to your heart? Makes you laugh, pays attention to little minor things. What are your own thoughts and personal experiences? Affirming words. Having him tell me that I've made a positive impact on his daily life and being genuinely appreciative of me. A guy I work with has been talking to me for the past 2 months. We currently work different schedules, so no time to hang out. He messaged me while I was at work saying he got my cat a birthday present and told me the locker it was in, along with the combo for it. That right there was the way to my heart. I just started seeing a guy who is definitely finding his way into my heart. Sure, there's great compatibility in bed with us, but outside the bedroom he's also the most compatible person I have met in my life. He has the same sense of humor, he likes the same oddly specific things I like, he's thoughtful and courteous. He likes to cook for me, he always helps clean up, and he's attentive but doesn't try to control or smother me. Although I'm dangerously close to 60, he's still in his 40s. I feel like this might be the first guy I could fall in love with. Patience. I don't open up easily and I don't trust easily, so nobody gets anywhere until I trust them. From there, it's kindness and a sense of humor. Not just kindness to me, but I want to see kindness toward others as well. Being friendly to the cashier, helping someone who is struggling with their shopping, giving water to the dog tied up outside the shop, that kind of thing. That's it, really. Anything else is icing. Smile. When someone remembers tiny details, like me saying what my favorite dessert is or how I really love certain kinds of dogs, and then they remember it or send me a pic saying it, make them think of me. Also when they ask about my family and how they're doing and genuinely seem to care. This man I've known for 5 years has always complimented me and I never gave him the time nor day. For some odd reason, I struck up a conversation with him a week or so ago and we really hit it off. I went to go see him this past week and realized how amazing he was. The way he got to my heart was by how much he listened and paid attention to me. I'm talking little details. It's been amazing and I feel like I'm on top of the world. He also respects me immensely, which makes me like him even more. Straight through the ribcage, agreeing to dance with me, someone who I can be quiet with and not take it as awkward silence. It just speaks on how comfortable I am with him that I wouldn't need to talk all the time. If they happen to do little things like getting me a glass of water or doing something we both thoroughly enjoy. I am definitely not the type of person who needs extravagant actions to prove affection, so I'm all for the small acts. If we can laugh at each other and not take each other so seriously, it would be perfection. With a legion with which to conquer gall, food, smiley face. Bilateral incision on my upper left sternum should do the trick. /S, show me you're listening. A guy I might like remembered the other day that my favorite color is green from an offhand comment I had made several days earlier. Banter, I hate that word. The first conversation I had with my boyfriend was me insulting him for being Xbox and him telling me I had stupid hands too small for their masterful controllers. He's now getting a PS4, so not only did I win that, I won him too. Bring me snacks and cuddle with me, someone who is caring and gives the same amount of energy back that I do. If I can have a deep and meaningful conversation with you as well as a humorous one, that means the world to me. Highland cows. My love language is words of affirmation. So say anything sweet to me using words and you got me. Honesty, communication, showing up when you say you're gonna show up. Giving a shit about me and my problems is a huge plus, too. Like, my husband always encourages me to eat and will always offer me some of his food because I've battled with an eating disorder my whole life. He tries really hard to remind me that it's okay to eat, and that I need nourishment. It's one of the sweetest things he does for me. Listening. Enjoying the love I can give. Being friends with my cat, remembering the small things. My current boyfriend remembers all the little things I tell him about myself. Recent example is that I told him about 4 months ago that I would like a specific knife. He asked me yesterday to confirm what type of knife it was with an unspoken intention to buy it. Sure, he didn't remember the exact knife, but the fact he remembered there was a want/need blows my mind. Oh, also, food. Remembering little things about me, like my favorite candy and then surprising me with it weeks later. My GF does it all the time. I often don't remember telling her trivial things like that, but she somehow remembers, and if she comes across it, she'll get it. All these in-depth responses and my first thought was pizza. Legit though. I met my now boyfriend at a party. He wanted to see me again a few days later, but I was ill, so I kept putting him off even though I really wanted to see him. Eventually gave in when he said he'd bring pizza, haha, dates or activities that are super fun and make both people laugh and feel lighthearted, like going to an amusement park. And ice cream. Always, ice cream, winking face. My dog. My BF bonded pretty quickly with my dog when we met, and now they are so close sometimes my heart wants to burst, paying attention to things I like and remembering them later. Little things like that I like black tea with sugar instead of coffee. Sure, bringing me a coffee would be a nice gesture, but if they brought me a tea it would be so much more meaningful because they paid attention to what I like. Things like bringing me a coffee or buying me jewelry are generic nice things to do for women. They aren't things I like and they show he isn't paying attention to me. I never wear jewelry. For years I dated people who would buy me generic girl gifts or really just gifts for themselves. It means so much when my partner gives me things specific to my likes, from little things like candy to bigger things like birthday presents. Listening to someone talk about what they are passionate about. I ask every one of my patients, so what do you like to do for fun, and watch them light up. I don't know how to describe this other than unconditional love and taking accountability for their feelings. It's really important to me that I feel like I can say anything to him, even the hard feelings, and he'll always listen and nothing will change between us after. The second part of that is also telling me that he cares as much as I do about keeping me around, and about the hard feelings. I've spent so much of my life with people telling me I care too much or too loudly, and it feels so freeing to have someone tell me they want me in their life, especially after a really big painful heart-to-heart. My now fiancé wooed me with spreadsheets. I was into him, but we were just friends at the time, so I texted and started a conversation. He sent me a screenshot of a spreadsheet where he had pulled his electrical usage from the past year and pulled it into formulas that he wrote for every electrical plan in the area. My nerdy heart skipped a beat. Voice is deep, eyes are bright, words are wisdom and smart, humor. An orgasm. Respect. A guy who clearly sees me as an equal, who does not lie to me nor sugarcoats things, and is not scared of expressing his feelings in a straightforward manner. Bonus if eloquent, and the classics such as making me laugh are a must. But I've recently realized that feeling respected in every aspect is what really gets me. When he's actually interested in what I have to say. I studied history and love to talk about it, but a lot of people don't like to hear it or get tired of it cause they consider it boring. It's a breath of fresh air when someone is interested and doesn't shut me down. That's a way to my heart, acts of service plus physical touch. Bring me breakfast in bed with a little forehead smooch, make me tea when I'm feeling nauseated and rub my back so I feel better, go grocery shopping with me and tuck my hand into your arm as we walk, drive me somewhere and reach across to hold my hand. This combination just makes me feel so cared for. I'm a pretty independent and self-sufficient woman, so this actually came as a surprise, but I was dating a guy who would do like protective things for me. Small things. When we were walking on the sidewalk near a busy road, he'd switch sides so I was further from the street. He would always offer his hand going up or down stairs. Opened every door for me. I didn't think I'd notice and appreciate those things as much as I did, but I think it was those small details that made me fall for him. Funny and attentive, feed me and tell me I'm cute. Oh, and my ex carried me into bed and tucked me in when I fell asleep on the couch, but since I'm not exactly Tinkerbell, that's not a must. Don't want anyone to get back problems ahead of time. Smile. Kindness, true kindness. The kind that makes you go wow. You don't see that every day. Especially if the guy didn't do it to impress you. That's just who he is. Honesty, not the kind where people are assholes and then say sorry I'm just honest. But true, considerate honesty. The kind of honesty that just shows in the person's eyes. They have honest eyes. Throw in that he reads, again not in an obsessive har I'm such a great person because I read way, or writes, and if I was looking for a relationship I'd be all in. Pizza, understand me. Being able to talk to each other without holding back. I can't stand it when people are too nice to me, or go way out of their way to do stuff for me. I want an equal relationship, with both on the same line, no higher or lower status. Also, humor, having interests, willing to have time for me, and the occasional meant compliment, just appreciation. Just being able to trust them. My ex was awful at gaslighting. We weren't allowed to stay at his place cause I would rummage through his things and find things I didn't like. He had cards from his ex, photos of the two of them, staring at me from his dresser. While we lay in bed together. Literally needed no effort to see these. I would get a book from his bookshelf or make myself a cup of tea and lie in bed until he woke cause I was an early riser. That was rummaging through his things. He would make plans, I wouldn't ask to see him, he would offer. Then 2 hours after we were supposed to have met, I'd finally get a text saying his mates were over. Then I was hysterical for being angry. He would chat with models on Instagram then tell me I was paranoid when I asked why he had blocked my profile. Being able to trust someone at their word is such a basic thing. But honesty is so important to relationships. Being excited to see me and be around me. Being a genuine person I can trust. Thoughtfulness. Sensitive, be authentic, be unafraid to really be geeky, if that's you. Showing vulnerability and honesty. Also, chocolate and coffee, follow through, kindness, offers support and encouragement, responsive. Also, if he can make me laugh, I'm probably going to fall pretty hard. Being a genuine, kind person who truly cares for people. Not just being kind towards me to score brownie points, but offering to help people, doing favors without expecting anything in return, being there for friends in their tough times. That's the kind of character that lasts long after the courtship phase. I was on a date with my future husband when he stopped at a gas station to buy us soda. I told him to grab me whatever. Took him a little while. When he finally came back to the car, he said it had took him a few minutes because he was hunting for vanilla Coke because he knew it was my absolute favorite and was really hard to find anywhere. As I sipped my vanilla Coke, I realized that he was someone who knew my little likes and cared enough to go out of his way to make me happy with the small things. Reader, I married him 10 years ago and never looked back. Kind soul, kindness without expectation of payback. If I'm out and about with someone and they're kind to the strangers we encounter, I'm charmed. How they respond to me being sick. My boyfriend and I were on vacation and I ended up getting horrifically sick and was in the bed/bathroom the entire time. I even had to fly back early. He did not complain once or act annoyed at all. He spent the entire time taking care of me and had no problem with me flying back, even though he had to drive almost 20 hours by himself back then. What really sealed it for me was he would ask me if I wanted him to stay in the room to be with me when it was getting bad. I get really weird sometimes when I get sick and don't always like people being around me during it. Some people get offended or pissed, but the fact that he knew that and was willing to do whatever you wanted just melted my heart. The older I get, I realize it's acts of service and quality time. Come home with a pint of ice cream you know I like because I've had a bad day only to sit and watch hours of Queer Eye with me? Equals love. Same with if my partner does a chore around the house I've been absolutely dreading. Or makes dinner so I can relax. I do most of the cooking and cleaning at home, so someone doing it for me without asking is amazing. Gummy bears, laugh at my jokes and tease me for blushing. Kindness and compassion. Toward me. Toward my family. Toward my friends. Toward everyone. Genuinely wanting to be a partner. With compromises on both sides and calm discussions. Also, just talking about something you are passionate in melts my heart. For you to open up in a vulnerable way and show the brightness inside you is breathtaking. Remember small things and ask/follow up about them, like asking how an appointment or activity went. How was your run? Showing empathy instead of just giving advice. Non-sexual touch and compliments. Being goofy and overall not too serious, liking animals and enjoying my pets. So, if you haven't, I recommend figuring out your love languages. This is how you show and receive affection. My main love languages are touch and acts of service. In other words, the way to my heart is through cuddles/non-sexual touches, or through little things being done for me. The best way to my heart can be remembering little things, holding my hand, getting a cup of water from the kitchen, cuddling, etc. Make me food, humor, tbh, a good cup of tea and a head rub. But personality-wise I'd say, someone who's not afraid to discuss taboos and even have existential crisis-inducing/meaningful conversations. Kindness, intelligence and empathy. Equanimity, dependability and honesty. Taking an interest in me as a whole person. I don't want affirmation. I listen to guys' actions, figuratively, of course. Physical touch, acts of service and quality time. Edit, also, impeccably timed wit, references to old trap music and a broad vocabulary. Consistency. This is definitely not persistence, but but I like someone that keeps their same energy and keeps their word. I hate people that are constantly switching up how they want to treat me or mood swings. If you like me, then you can't just randomly decide you want to talk to me one day and ignore me the next. That's not how this works. I like someone that I can count on, interest but not pushy/prying/nosiness. I've found this recently, that people like to ask about my life quite a lot. I'm very confident, not easily faced, feminine but one of the boys and have my shit together, which surprises a lot of people, especially as I'm only 20-something. I'm noticing a massive difference in those who ask and those who pry. Those who ask have this air of acceptance, and it's all going to be okay, and it's those I'll feel it's okay to be vulnerable with and admit my mental health struggles to and lack of answer to most things. Then there are those who push for answer, deciding there's always something wrong, and those people just make me feel backed into an emotional corner. Be accepting, allow me my space, have manners, show intelligence and make me laugh, and you'll be one step closer to my heart than most. My husband gives me lots of compliments out of nowhere. Every day he says something like, "You're so cute, your eyes are so pretty, you're so funny, you're really smart." He's always saying so many nice things to me, and it makes me feel really loved and appreciated. Less than 3. Feed me and make me laugh. Throw in a bit of sass or sarcasm and I'm a puddle. Kindness. It defines a lot of things about a person. Food. My fiancé asked me out for drinks and a cheese board for our first date, so probably that. Obscure movie and TV show references. A katana. Follow-through, consistency, dependability, just in general feeling cared for, because it's such a rarity for me to actually experience it, so whenever it happens it makes me all fuzzy and warm or makes me cry depending on my mood. Bread and cheese and pasta. Also quality time and words of affirmation. Put in the effort. Don't treat the whole relationship as transactional or a quest that culminates in sex or hooking me in. Having honest conversations where both people have room to talk. And not in the "I am going to take the most offensive view because it is edgy and it makes me feel one way." How you treat others in general. If you're a pretty decent person who can make me laugh, then that's it. Asking me about myself. Showing interest, sharing music. Or food. Food's always a classic. Someone who respects my boundaries, has a lot of patience, remembers the small things, makes me laugh, etc. Humor. My husband says I give ugly guys hope cause they make me laugh. My husband makes me laugh at least once a day. I just recently started talking to a guy like a few months, not days lol, and him and I are really starting to hit it off. I have been having a really awful streak of luck and he has been amazing. I haven't held back on telling him details in my life I'm kinda embarrassed about, and he's turning into one of my biggest cheerleaders. I feel awful because I keep postponing plans to get my act together and he's been nothing but supportive. He is amazing. I feel like I have known him forever. So with that being said, the way to my heart is be there for me when I need you the most. I haven't had that ever beside just to get me hooked on them then they stop trying. I just hope I am not falling too fast. My youngest son is 5. I've taken painstaking care to teach him good manners and gratefulness. Since he started kindergarten, I notice him genuinely saying thank you, and I appreciate your help, and you're such a good mom, etc. from him. It warms my heart and fills my soul like I never knew I needed. It's not just a husband's attention that rejuvenates me. My 3 boys need to fill that role too. Kindness balanced with the ability to stand up for oneself. Emotional intelligence. Desire to learn and grow as a person and as a partner. Ability to be romantic. Tell me I mean something to you, not just some dime a dozen compliments about how I'm beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate them, but I want to hear my partner tell me how he feels about me. Do you love me? Are you happy to see me? Am I your best friend? Did you miss me? Sleep better because you have me next to you? So happy to have me back in your arms again. Quality time, physical touch. I love when someone is gentle in their gestures towards me. Run your fingers through my hair, hold me, kiss me all over, and be happy to see me. Introduce me with pride, hold my hand in public, be polite and kind to me. I'm more of brain rather than heart. Playing video games with me. Mangoes and cats. Feed me mangoes and bring me fluffy little angels. Blood vessels, through my rib cage. Kindness towards everyone, not just me. And being able to forgive. Sense of humor always gets me. I've fallen for complete weirdos just because we can laugh together. So for me that's it. Makes me laugh and deals with my family with me. Yes, there are a lot, but, person shrugging, complimenting, maybe even towards the most insignificant thing, but just the spontaneity of it is just pleasing. Though personally, being freaking smart is hot, like talking about a presentation with conviction and confidence. Wow. Just something about it makes me going. Plus, if you're kind, funny, and good with kids is a very good bonus. Just be fucking nice to me. Excellent manners, remembering little things I've said, gift giving and receiving, asking me to hang out first and making plans so that I don't have to. Holding my hand a lot and giving me affirming words. Express an interest or share a passion for math, robots, and computing like I do. It's the easiest way to my heart, making me laugh/smile. Genuine kindness, when someone actually listens to me, thoughtfulness, and words of affirmation and encouragement. Not afraid to show affection, PLS hug me, and people with cute personalities and people who are funny, laughing at my jokes. I just love that. Shows we have the same humor and intelligence level. Also listening to my opinion and then pausing before answering. Even if he doesn't like what I said or thinks it had flaws, he gave it thought. Food, sex, time, monogamy, and commitment. Liking the things I do, not being intrusive/controlling and liking the same things in bed. It really is a no-brainer for me, just having a connection. Physical touch. Cuddle me, give me little massages, kiss my lips and body, etc. I will be completely under your fucking spell. Does the dishes/laundry without being asked. Lol. Getting to know my favorite things without being asked. When my boyfriend and I first got to know each other, I told him that The Nightmare Before Christmas was my favorite movie. A couple of weeks later we talked about it again and he said he watched it just to see why I like it so much. Unexpected acts of kindness. Words are nice but actions really speak to my heart. I need to feel loved rather than just hear it. Showing genuine interest in my interests, values, hopes, past life experiences and future goals. That would be amazing. Humor, food, affection. Hugs. Small gestures like wanting to see me, wanting to be around me, wanting to sleep in the same bed as me, constantly advocating for me, and being my best friend. Being listened to, even in the smallest ways. I love when people remember the little things about me and then bring them up later. It doesn't have to be in a huge way, no need for gifts or anything like that. Things as simple as I saw XYZ and thought of you, or I know you like X so here's a link to Y. Stuff like that makes me swoon. I also really like handwritten notes/letters, I think they're more thoughtful. Doesn't matter if we live in the same town or text often. Lol. The antithesis of this, for example, being asked the same question a plethora of times because they never actually listened to my answer, being cut off in conversation for them to talk about themselves, etc., cause me to immediately lose interest in potential partners. Teach me something new. I have no idea. Actually paying attention and having an interest in little things in my life. And remembering them too. I also love it when he sends me stuff throughout the day I might like or enjoy, or tells me about stuff he knows I find interesting, and he doesn't, that he read about or heard about. Validating my feelings. Respecting boundaries. A sixth sense of humor. When you're honest and show your vulnerability. Honestly, a dude that volunteers in his community. Knowing that it's not just anyone he's with me and he appreciates me. Don't throw your money at me. Spending your time to get to know me as a person will endear you forever. He doesn't have to share all his thoughts, but the ones about his feelings for me need to be shared. Going out of their way to be kind to someone else, with no gain. Random person, waiter, Uber driver, etc. Kindness to animals. Trying to learn about my interests/passions, even if they aren't shared. Making me coffee. Cooking a proper French omelette. Eyes. The 8303. The fastest way to get to my heart is to be dominant and assertive with me. Man, woman, older, younger, taller, shorter, smaller, bigger, don't care. I love dominant and assertive people. Just don't be an asshole about it. I don't think I'd be won over by anything at this point. It's all so contrived and fake. Best case scenario, he's a genuine good guy, but now I'm in a relationship and have to compromise on everything, and I'm rewarded by having to spend time with his parents every holiday and washing skid marks out of his jocks. No, thanks tongue. If he understand Hegel, that's the way. Corgi puppies. Making an effort to talk to me every day, watching shows with me, telling me about your life, letting me tell you about mine. Food. Food. 1. He must love cats. 2. A good sense of humor. 3. Bonus if he can cook or is a skilled tradesman. Everyone has at least one love language, some people have multiple. For me, I need touch to reaffirm affection, but it's not the way to my heart, it's what I need to feel like you care at all. A cuddle quota, if you will. To know someone cares, I need time. Their time. Not much, I'm an introvert who likes my time to myself. Texting me first. Spending a moment to do the planning so I'm not doing it all. Getting me flowers, whether you bought them or picked them, just knowing that you took that extra few minutes because you were thinking of me. My heart melts with those kinds of things. Tacos, physical affection, hugging, holding hands, etc., telling jokes and spending time me, calling, texting, hanging out, etc. Touch me. Not necessarily sexually but like rub my arm, hold my hand, pinch my butt when I walk by. This is only if we're actually in a relationship though. Honorable mentions include, make me laugh and cook for me. If they stick around through the beginning, which usually implies a load of awkwardness and failed attempts at small talk, and then later they accept that irony and jokes are simply coping mechanisms to overcome insecurity and anxiety, it's done. Pizza, my heart surgeon will tell you. Listening to me. I mean really listening. If I tell my husband I hate something or would like something, he remembers. We never have the same disagreement twice. Plus he makes me laugh almost daily. Food, willingness to laugh at himself, humility, genuine kindness towards me and especially others. Time spent together. Knowing someone wants you around and that you wanting to be around them is not a burden, by remembering the little things and also humor. I agree, a quick text just to let me know he's thinking about me. Being different. I easily get bored with people who are the same as everyone else. A special trait or a different way of thinking makes me get interested in you. Cheese. Honestly, just making me smile. Eye contact and a smile. Telling stories and listening to mine. If she doesn't forget our anniversary then I'll love her forever. Edit. One more thing, if she's full of herself then she's not for me. Approach me first, do small things like be polite and smile, look at me, have eye contact in a conversation, make jokes, smile. I often joke that I'm a little terrier personified. So the way to my heart is the same way you win over a small dog. Affection, affirmation, taking me on long walks, and feeding me. Occasionally gifting me toys, cute gestures like sneaky winks and smiles. Surprising me with my fave candy or drink. Playing with my hair / light subtle touches. I love it when someone texts me I've been thinking about you or sends me something that reminds me of them, or them asking about my day and telling me that it sounds great even though it may have just been boring. It makes me giggle. But also, and this is cliché, but memes. Wholesome memes and funny memes, not random sexual ones or screwed up ones, especially if they know I'm having a bad day. Also, if they have freckles, it's a done deal almost. Honestly, that he remembers the little things, cuddling, and most importantly, that he trusts me enough to show me when he feels sad or insecure about something. It melts me. My boyfriend is the sweetest / most sensible guy ever. And he's super buff, which is quite funny looking. So, as a tip, if you're a guy, don't be afraid to show your emotions, that brings you way closer to the person you love. You don't have to act like the unbreakable tough mountain guy 24/7. You're no less of a man for feeling. Buy me sushi. He is smart and ambitious. Be respectful, kind and caring not only to me, but also to everyone. When he makes things that are important to me important to himself as well. For example, I do like genuine compliments, being called pretty, cute, your hair looks nice, but it's not something that he prefers for himself personally. However, since my husband is amazing, he'll take me seriously and treat my needs as fulfilling his own. Playing with my hair, putting their head on my shoulder, tipping well, Frad halloumi. When someone calls me smart, I'm loyal for life. Food, smiley face, really good and long hugs, and really thoughtful compliments. Breakfast tacos. Actually, it just happened. My husband was clicking onto this thread and I was saying this. Greater than me? Oh, that's easy. You do this all the time. We'll be in mid-conversation and you'll just look at me, smiling and say, greater than him, man, you are beautiful. Greater than me, yes, exactly. Greater than him, as he's kissing my forehead, no, I'm actually saying it right now. So that, being a fandom geek, Miso is unapologetically himself in this sense, I think I started really being interested in him when we had just met and he was trying to talk me up to his roommate by saying something like, "You and roommate are the OTP in the fanfiction that is my life." Obviously I didn't think he was interested in me back then, but I could tell we spoke the same language. In the past, I fell really hard for a guy who was an active fan of Super Sentai shows, and another person I was into was very passionate about a comic series, which I am not a big fan personally, but the enthusiasm was attractive. Someone who cares enough to notice if I am not feeling amazing and offer support. Let me know they noticed, they're concerned and their door is opened. Someone who gives genuine compliments. There was this guy I worked with a long time ago who always had the most earnest ones like, "That color is lovely on you, new shirt? Great choice, really looks good on you, I love when you curl your hair, it's so pretty." Small thoughts. Like they saw a cookie at the coffee shop and got me one. Send me a link to a subject they know interests me. Leave a note somewhere for me to see. A knife. Honestly, I'm so starved for affection that I melt at the slightest bit of attention. But I especially like when people tell me they were thinking of me, or something reminded them of me, or something like that. And when people tell me they want to spend time with me, or they enjoy spending time with me, doing the dishes/vacuuming without me asking you to. Honesty and kindness, quality time and small gestures. It would literally mean the world to me if my BF helped me put up Christmas decorations or something for a few hours. Or put my towel in the dryer while I'm showering so it's warm when I get out. Little things. Someone who shows kindness and compassion to everyone, regardless of status, station, race, etc. For example, giving a toonie to the homeless guy on the corner even if it might be used for booze, choosing to hope for the best as opposed to being the arbiter of who deserves help and who doesn't. Being the sort of person who believes everyone deserves help and kindness. Words of affirmation. But mainly someone who meets me in the middle and does their part in our partnership, being babied when I need it. The thought of a guy feeding me and reading me a story makes me want to cry. Care. Maybe I'm just lame, because all the people I've ever talked to romantically don't really think much of this. But music recommendations. When I really like someone, I'll make a playlist for them, filled with songs that they like, that remind me of them, that I think they'll like, etc. and I just throw a bunch of songs their way. They usually don't listen to it, and if they do they're just like, "Oh thanks, but I could go for hours on end about why I decided to dedicate the song for them." If someone ever made me a playlist or dedicated songs to me, I really wouldn't know how to act. I'd roll around on my bed and kick everywhere like a giant baby. Some other things I'd turn into a big softie for are good senses of humor, like teasing, bullying, being able to roast each other, etc., skinship, and the ability to be completely comfortable in front of one another. Like, "Yes, your loud and obnoxious laugh is so adorable, your loud sneezes are hilarious, your little snores are so cute, PLS. Damn, I'm lonely." Oh, and little reminders that I'm important to them and that I'm doing a good job as a girlfriend. They're very much needed. Words of affirmation. Also, if someone takes the time to ask me how I'm doing, and really listens, always being there for me, choosing me over someone else and treating me like I'm the only one in the world. Also, I like it when people enjoy my art, especially if I make it for them, which I usually do. I like small gifts, nothing big and cheap. Like a $1 keychain from the gas station, to me it shows that they care for me and still think about me. It soothes my insecurities. All someone has to do, for me, is care about my feelings. I think that will drive someone to only do things that make you happy, or if they make a mistake they'll be able to apologize even if they don't think it's something you should feel bad about, because they just care about how you feel. That's important to me and I will do the same. This is my first Reddit comment, so I hope you get what I mean. Be genuine. Don't toss in some bullshit to make yourself sound more interesting. I want to know who you are and what you like to do. Debates and engages with me, while listening to my viewpoint and admitting the validity of my arguments. Explores the world with me and shares things with me that I didn't already know. Going with my little whims, spoiling me. I have a friend who gives amazing nuanced compliments. They're the kind of compliments that make you feel seen. I've got another friend who is an amazing listener. I know that sounds weird, but she gets so engrossed in a conversation and is incredibly present. It makes me feel good. If I put those two comments together, I think I need to feel like you know me, or at least you care enough to want to try and know me. That's how you win my heart. Show me any sign of affection whatsoever that isn't about my body. I'm so tired of people not being able to look past it. Romantic, definitely making me laugh with a warped sense of humor, family-oriented, mentally strong, relaxed dresser, good kisser. Making him happy, being really funny and having a good, hearty laugh, helping me grow as a person, and being excited about my achievements, rather than trying to hold me back. Also, being interested in personal growth themselves. Not being afraid to speak their mind, but doing so in a way that is tactful, no name-calling, no put-downs, just what happened and how you feel about it. Also, coffee. Bring me coffee, and you've earned a special place in my heart. If he's got good hair and knows how to take care of himself. As in, good fashion, hygienic etc. Also, he has to be like me, none of that opposites attract bullshit, smiling at me, laughing at my horrible jokes, making an effort to talk to me, asking me how I'm doing, listening to me, little stuff like that. Chicken wings, prove to me that I matter to you, show me that you will always be there for me. I don't want words, words don't mean shit. I need to be shown with actions. Intelligence, that's it. If you can actually speak, know about history, and are able to actively debate with me, you've probably won me over. Food, hoodies, cook for me. Nothing fancy. Fry an egg. Shit, toss up a nice salad. Food is love. And knowing you know how to feed yourself and won't need me to do it all the time is A+. Context, am a cook. Veins, dishes, between the third and fourth rib. Mutual trust, showing me a side of himself he wouldn't normally show other people, being goofy with each other. Oh. And cooking, makes me laugh plus wears cologne plus is at least somewhat attractive. Someone who is extremely competent and shines in a crowd of people. A guy once told me that my weirdness was hard not to love. As a woman who tends to attract men who like, let's just say my personality as a bonus compared to my looks, and usually are never able to comfortably understand my offbeat sense of humor. Man. I still think about that, compassion and integrity. There is nothing I appreciate more than people who go above and beyond to do good to others, even at the cost of their own comfort. People who work hard, and whose sole purpose in life is to make things better for those around them. Those are my kind of people. I truly believe that each one of us has so much power to influence change. Every little action of ours can cause benefit or suffering to others. I admire people who understand the power of their actions and take responsibility for the consequences of their actions. After all, with great power comes great responsibility. Quality time together in silence or discussing something important to me/my partner, pays attention to me, is kind to everyone but especially to me, gives small meaningful presents, is up for adventures. A decalcified pineal gland, being smart. I am so attracted to a smart brain. And visually I like dimples. And someone who protects, may sound old-fashioned, and someone who doesn't get scared when I get emotional. Someone who is calm and can calm me down. Someone grounded. And someone who motivates me to do things. A heartfelt note once in a while. On my birthday my boyfriend went all over town procuring gifts of things I love. Then in the gift bag was the cutest card. He's not the type to write love letters, but it was a heartfelt note of how much our relationship means to him. That really melted me. I still keep that birthday card on my bookshelf. I also love to cuddle, so when it's time to go to bed just his embrace makes me feel so loved. Time, patience, kindness, openness, can make me laugh or smile instantly, doesn't see my flaws as problems or barriers, but as quirks in who I am. Sees beauty and potential in me even when I can't. Listening to my music recommendations/playlists and telling me they love/appreciate them. Heart. Removed. To the top, please. That very moment when men have this smiley face when I just did or say something goofy and they say, that is very sweet/cute smile. Smart advice. Someone with such a level of good judgment that I can fully trust for an advice or help me figure something out. Smile. Being taken care of. I am quite goofy in common life things because most of my brain activity is on work stuff, so if a guy do things like feeding me when I forgot to, having warm clothing for me when I forgot it, help me carry all the stuff I usually bring with me, and pretty much deciding and planning everything that I find not important but that has to be done. Smile. Food. If he can take me to a delicious restaurant or spend an hour talking to me about cheese and tacos, then you've got me hooked. No, I'm not fat lol. Each person is different and has different needs. Love language is the way to nail this. Gary Smalley has written a book. Mine are acts of services and gifts. These can be a very small things. I need a minimum amount of words, but a lot of women do need this. The point is to find out what any partner/spouse needs and do that. We tend to do what makes us happy, and that may not be what the other person needs to feel special/loved. Just drop Ferrari keys. It's a way to heart, lungs, liver, everything.